I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I'm going to wait and I'm going to go ahead and try to upload the video I just put up. Well, I just made. I don't know if it'll go up. I can't do it again today. I'm too tired. I've sat here too long, and I have poor circulation because of the inflammation and everything, and I'm old, to put it bluntly. I need to get up and walk a bit, and not sit in one situation like I do when I'm doing the videos. Plus my hands go dead, so I'm going to have to somehow, hopefully all this comes to a better end than's going on now. I was putting up on this video, and I'm going to go ahead and put it up. I don't know that it'll go up so you can see. I don't know what happened. The sound shouldn't have been like that. You should have be able to hear it. Anyway, I'm going to put this part up. And what is happening to me, let's take for granted that the bank I go to withdraw my funds each month that sustain me barely. I've been doing that for years, and I'm in tune to the harassment that's gone on and what's happening and happened to me, and trying to tell it, being kept homeless, all this. Every law in the book broken. I go in, the computer is supposed to be broke down. Can you imagine on that certain day when all these people that are on fixed income go in to get their money, they come to this bank and the computer's down and you don't hear an outrage. This is what's been going on, and people go along with it. And it proves itself if you followed that other video. When I walk to Kroger there. It's not that far unless it's snowing and icy, and then it's a problem. But by way of, if you want to call it simply harassment, it's entering into a conspiracy. It's all kinds of laws involved that should be prosecuted. So let's say that the computer was down. I don't believe it for 1 minute, because a few months ago, the young man at the window, I'd never had problems before, all these years. He said, well, it's got a chip in it and it won't go through to get your money. So then the thing is there, after you try it twice and it doesn't go through, you got to wait a couple of days, or I believe it's a couple, and you can go back and try again. In other words, you're going to be without your funds for a couple of days at least. So now then, he says, well, let me try it again. He tried it and it went through. Isn't that odd? Did he take the chip out, or what happened that it went through this time? Okay, now I go into the day and they say the computer's down, and that's on the first, and that's when everybody's in there. Probably all of them don't withdraw their funds to keep them from being stolen like I do. I'm very aware, and things have happened that are so illegal. Like at one point out at Scott Hill, I went to the bank there, and it wasn't the same one I go to here. And I went, and the girl withdrew, and I had the lease, and the guy that lived there, it's how they make their living there in Scott Hill. In Clifton Forge is off the retirement home. That's really the source of income there. So I'm so tired of this. I went to the bank, going to pay my rent, and the girl withdrew my money. She come over, was supposed to hand it to me. Instead, she says, I'm going to have to hold this. I said, why? She didn't have to give me a reason. So that's the first time they tried that one on me. She's got my money from the computer, so-called computer, okay? Now then, she won't hand it to me. She's there with the cash in her hand. She says she can't give it to me. She's going to have to hold it for, she can give me a time. So I get back with my ride that takes me back to Scott Hill. I tell the coordinator there, and she calls Social Security. They say that they'll only talk to me, and I got on with them. She said, lady, that's coming at your end. That's not us doing that. She says, that's down where I'm calling from Clifton Forge, from Scott Hill, that area, the bank. It's being told to do it. and it's illegal. And she tells me that she's only going to talk to me. She briefly talked with the coordinator there, but she talked with me. She said, "You tell them to send me," I think it was an email or a fax. I think I don't remember, to tell you the truth, and explain to us why they're holding your funds. We release the funds to go to you. They do not belong to her. She's not supposed to keep them, and they're to be given back to you. And she gave me the number or whatever. I can't remember if it was a fax, I believe. And I think it was on a Friday that happened. I'm not sure. But when I went back to the bank, I know it was because they held it over the weekend, my money. And that they robbed me, but that's circumventing the law. Even if I could get the law to work for me, can you get the dilemma? So, oh, well, excuse this, we kept it for a couple of days because we didn't understand this or that, which is a lie. I had a state ID. There was no question they were told to do it. So that's a conspiracy they're getting into. So they finally gave me my money back. She robbed me. That's exactly what she did. And that's called circumventing the law. And they have done this over and over with everything. The little bit of Social Security I got, the raise this year, like everybody gets, was removed when the few little food stamps I get were taken down almost the exact raise to where I have nothing, hardly. So you can say it just wiped it out. Because they have controlled up here the group, the law enforcement, the people involved. And I'm not, anyway, everybody's gone along with it. Well, not everybody, but obviously. So now then, if I can stay here and get a cab and pay for it a couple of times, this is the way they can run me. By luck, I go down and I get it released, my funds, so I can pay the rent. And with the cash, that's my prerogative, or should be. They're supposed to release it by law immediately when I tell them to. And the amount I tell them to, if it's in the bank, obviously. And they don't have to, because they can circumvent the law. First of all, I couldn't get law enforcement to come in and force them to do anything. They take their orders too. Can't get an attorney. And I don't know if I put this up. Forgive me if I did, and I'm being redundant. When I first came here, it was Kathy Nichols. When they arrested me for living in the forest, can you get this sickness and it all? I'm kidnapped from Buckingham Palace and brought over here to a pigsty to grow up in. You cannot believe or feel the pain and suffering that went on through my life. And you talk about they charge me with crimes, make my life a living hell, living in the forest. You can come out and handcuff me and frisk me, and you got them taking my tent down. Now listen to this. If this goes up, I want to get the irony in this. This is the first time. There were 3 or 4 times they pulled this on me. I really went there. I could have gotten 6 months when Woody, one of the forest rangers, lied, and Eric told me about it. He lied to the judge. Instead, I stayed a month. Now then, if I can remember what I was going to say, it was important. Darn. Oh, goodness, I've lost my train of thought. What was I going to... I don't even know what I was going to say now. I'm going to have to get off here. I'm tired. And I could go get the cab and pay a bit to get there and a bit to get back. And that's the only way I can do it. The other, nobody will pay to the agencies to take me to the bank and drop me off. So, by luck, if I went there, why, suddenly I'm go to a different one. Same, any of them are supposed to release your funds. So let me just stop it here. And I can't remember what well, Kathy was head of agriculture, so she came with Eric and two or three other. Can you believe this? Come up here to a poor lady who's had every crime in the book committed and living in this hiker shelter, freezing and starving and begging, and it terrorizes me. Walking in the hot sun to try to walk to get a little food somewhere or something, to live and not be on the side of the road getting raped or run over or then they could say, well, you're irrational. That's irrational. Look at all these agencies. And you try telling it when you're in this situation, see what happens. You're afraid to even open your mouth. Freedom of speech is a bunch of baloney for some people. Now, let me get back to that before we forget it. I want to tell this. This is the same lady that said they were trying to help me, but it was circumventing the law. And this is the same results on the mind control murders that Nichols, what was his first name? He's a black gentleman that was in jail down in Fulton County where Wayne Williams was under mind control. And he's in state prison now. And Mary Welcome was going to have a deposition, and suddenly all hell breaks loose. So anyway, Nichols, can't remember his first name. You can probably Google him. He's in prison for life. He comes bursting out of there, and this is where the Nichols is coming from. And also the guy's name connected, what's the guy's name still in prison? In the Oklahoma City bombing, and I'm losing my train of thought here. What's the man's name? I know it as well as I do mine, that was in the Oklahoma City bombing, and they put him to death. He said the military put a chip up his buttocks. Well, they did, and he did follow the programming. He couldn't help himself in the bombing, and he was put to death. For the life of me, I can't remember his name right now. Anyway, the Nichols is a part of her name. The Nichols is connected in this after she came up there, and she may have really had good intent. Although it's a little weird, she was a bigger woman. And these four, I believe it was four of them, Eric and Woody, I think, I can't remember. I know Eric was one of them. They come up there, and I've lived up there starving and freezing and begging and walking to get water. Sometimes I walked 3 miles down to Curry Creek or more to get back up that awful mountain and put a jug of water, half a gallon of water, or a gallon of water on my back to carry it up. You can't imagine all that I went through just trying to live. Okay, and my back this is the reason my back's the condition it's in right now. But back to this, they frisked me and handcuffed me, and I wanted just a cup of coffee. So bad. And they stopped at Scott's store on the way and did get some coffee. And I think they even unhandcuffed me while I drank my coffee. And they took me in, and this is just one of 4 times. The media covered that, but I'm told the police record you don't find. Well, I was locked up in the Paul Federal Building where Flint was taken and sued by Jerry Falwell of Liberty University. These are all the nice people. Hey, they don't live on the Appalachian Trail. They're not the monarch. Anyway, they're the good, stable, good, upstanding people. Jerry Falwell and his children that run Liberty University over here. And by the way, they caused me a lot of pain. I don't even know them. Now, in jail, this is the first time, and the good guy was Sorensen, Attorney General. Well, Attorney General, the federal attorney. Right now, just bear with me. I'm skipping around. I'm going to get this up and try to get up and walk before I get to where I can't walk, circulation. Anyway, I remember, and I can't remember his name now. He was with Channel 7. He was always covering the updates on the diplomat son Jens Zorns next door that I've mentioned so much in Bedford. Okay, what happened? He came and sat by me in court right by me, and then he suddenly got up before it started, and he went back behind me. He's sitting by the Rangers that locked me up. So is he on my side or on their side? I think he was on their side, to tell you the truth. They're told to do this, and it's against the law. What law? You circumvent the law. Okay. Thank God I got this attorney. This was all planned. Anyway, I'm going to make this short. There's a point to this. I stayed in jail, and I mean, this happened. It was not fun. The U.S. Marshals give these immigrants, they were illegal here, put one of them in the cell with me, and I liked her. Thank goodness they put her in there. There's all kinds of bullies in there. You got people that are willing just to take you out, man, beat you up just for the hell of it. And you think, what in the heck did I do to deserve this? And I was told they had a better breakfast. And that was a little tough, even for me, than they normally had. So anyway, the U.S. Marshals is who did this. And by the way, one of them was one that used to come up on the trail. And if you call me a liar, I am not a liar. Every bit of this is true. The fact that it's been allowed to go on is so absurd. Okay, the U.S. Marshals are in charge now because I'm in jail for living in the national forest. You got it? Okay, they put this lady in there, thank goodness. I think she's from Honduras. I'm not sure. There were two others involved, and they were illegal, I believe is what it was. They put $1,000 in her bank account. I had nothing. These people in jail had money in the bank. And when the food cart came around with candies and other things, mouthwash, I guess, I don't remember, I couldn't get it. And they had all this stuff. I had nothing. Anyway, she became kind of a friend to me. I liked her, and when she left, I actually cried because seemed so nice, you know. Anyway, when I got out, I remember Diane Sawyer did a segment where she went into prison, and she was, I'm sure, I don't know if she knew about me or not, or it was a takeoff on it or what. She went into jail, and she was telling about the little vents that go up. You could talk to somebody on the second floor, you know. Well, that's what they did while I was there. You could do that. And it's an experience. Let me clue you. I mean, that's a story all in its own. You start telling that. Thank goodness there's a few good people there. I think I will make a video if I'm able to and remember on down the line about that. And so I finally got out. And where do I go? I go back to the National Forest, the only place I can go. Now then, at one point, this is going to go out. This is going to go out in a minute. I won't get to finish it. Wish I could. I get into it was a really nice car. I won't call it a limo. It's a nice car. Okay, driving it is two federal FBI. One in the back is FBI. The guy on this side is FBI. They get the jackets and their hats, and they were. And they also are marshals.